In this morning's medical alert, 18 million Americans fail to get a good night's sleep, and the time change next Sunday not going to help a lot of insomniacs. And joining us this morning is Dr. Rhea Webe from GBMC, and she is here to talk about all kinds of things related to sleep. And I didn't realize there are different types of insomnia.
There are two types of insomnia, mainly related to the reason of insomnia. One is called primary insomnia, and that is when we can't find any particular factor contributing to the insomnia. And then the second type is called secondary insomnia, which means that there is usually other factors that are contributing or at least exacerbating the insomnia, and these factors could be either a medical problem, a psychological problem, or a behavioral problem.
All right, so when most people think of insomnia, you think the definition of that is you just can't sleep. But there are other symptoms, is that right?
So it is mainly, insomnia by itself is a symptom. It's mainly difficulty with either falling asleep or staying asleep. Sometimes people describe waking up too early or having waking up unrefreshed in the morning, which is non-restorative sleep. But it leads to excessive daytime sleepiness, daytime fatigue sometimes, mood problems, difficulty performing tasks during the day, and sometimes it can lead to interpersonal relationship problems.
I just feel like this describes most of us walking around these days, you know, with everything that's going on in people's lives. So what do you do for this?
So there are many things that you can do. I mean, in terms of sleep hygiene and sleep habits, there are a few things that, you know, are in the good sleep habits.
Maybe avoiding naps if you take them so that you can sleep.
If you have difficulty falling asleep, avoiding naps is one of them. Regulating your sleep schedule, like going to bed and waking up at a certain time every day. Avoiding afternoon caffeine, avoiding alcohol for at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. Very important mistake is looking at the watch at night.
Looking at watch. And what about like the iPhones and the iPads and all of that?
Definitely, definitely. It's something to avoid at night because it has lights, and lights can stimulate you. Another big one for people who have insomnia is to remove the TV out of the bedroom.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
That is a common mistake too.
So many people like to have it in there. Now, sleep studies can be recommended for people too, because maybe people are suffering from things they don't even realize they're suffering from.
There are some people who have insomnia that have other sleep disorders that are very often overlooked. The main one is obstructive sleep apnea, and it is when somebody either stops breathing or breathes shallow during the night, enough to wake the brain waves up, and that can disrupt the sleep and cause symptoms during the day too. And the way to know if you have that is by getting a sleep study.
Now, see, that's interesting what you say, because I always thought the sleep apnea was only related to the breathing, but when you stop breathing, it wakes your brain waves up, and that's what causes you to wake up a little bit, and that's the lack of air.
Actually, sleep apnea is one of the very important reasons for people who can't stay asleep, mainly.
Tell me about this lecture that's coming up.
So this lecture is a part of a series of lectures called Time for Me, and it is a series of lectures that is free, geared for women, to give them a chance to take care of themselves. And it is given at the Civility Conference Room on the first floor of the East Pavilion at GBMC. The next one coming is Tuesday, October 27th. And we're going to talk about insomnia and about reasons for insomnia and ways to treat insomnia and why does it even happen.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I feel like I learned so much just having you here this morning. Well, Doctor, thanks again for coming in. And